What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity. I hope you guys are doing well. With the launch of Season 3 of Modern Warfare 2 on the horizon, I think it's time that we explore the possibility that Season 3 may save Modern Warfare 2. Now, honestly, when I originally saw what we were going to get from Modern Warfare 2's Season 3, I was a little bit excited, if I'm going to be honest. I was cautiously optimistic. I thought that the game was actually now going in the right direction. But the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I read through what we were going to get as major changes within Season 3, I was left disappointed. And I actually feel disappointed for Season 3. Because the more and more I think about it, the more I reflect on this season, everything that we have here should have been in the game at launch. Everything we've had from Season 2 should have been in the game at launch. Same thing with Season 1. To me, you cannot convince me that Gunfight was not ready prior to Season 3. You cannot convince me that League Play wasn't ready prior to Season 2. Because I know that there was a roadmap somewhere in the Infinity Ward Studios that said, this is what we're releasing with each season. And to me, it was done products that they just decided to clip and wait for later on in the game's life cycle to bring more hype into the franchise. And frankly, yes, while League Play brought me back to Modern Warfare 2, I shouldn't have left in the first place. You shouldn't have to try to create events to bring back your core audience. That's not what good games do. Good games retain their core audience by constantly updating the game and changing things from player feedback. But because Infinity Ward wants to ignore their players altogether, to me, it just seems like they're constantly working against their best interests. So when it comes to the idea if Season 3 is going to save Modern Warfare 2, it's a nonsensical proposition because Modern Warfare 2 right now is beyond saving. There is no way you can bring this game back from the depths without some major overhaul. There needs to be major changes throughout this entire game's functionality. Whether it's the UI, whether it's the connection, whether it's the basic gameplay mechanics like movement and gunfights. All of that needs to be overhauled and stripped down to the bare bones and brought back up to life. Because the foundation of Modern Warfare 2 is fundamentally broken. And nothing, no matter of content, no amount of content will ever bring this game back from the depths. We've been talking for a few weeks how Call of Duty is on this downward spiral. And honestly, looking at what we have in Season 3, how is this not in the game at launch? How is it that you're just releasing these maps and these modes now thinking that this is what the fan base wants? This is what is passable and acceptable to your community. And anybody that's eating this up, that's going to drop $30 on the Black Cell DLC, I have to ask, do you just go through life expecting the bare minimum from people? Do you go through life having such low expectations of what should be delivered to you as a customer or as a person? Because at this point in time, we are getting the lowest bar of customer service, we're getting the lowest bar of customer care that I've ever seen from a AAA title. Call of Duty deserves to do better by its own merits. But unfortunately, because of these casuals that consistently reward Call of Duty for doing the bare minimum, we are never going to see a truly great Call of Duty again. So to some, it'll seem that Call of Duty has been saved because Call of Duty can boast these higher player counts and this higher revenue. But in reality, the core player base that loves this franchise more than Call of Duty will ever understand, more than Activision will ever understand, has more passion to see it succeed than any of the shareholders that sit atop of Activision, will know that it's still failing. This franchise needs to understand that the core player base, the passionate player base, the boisterous player base are the ones you should be catering your game towards. I'm not saying listen to every troll that gets into your Twitter mentions. I'm saying listen to the creators that have been playing this game for years, whether it's Nero Cinema or Exclusive Ace or Blame Truth, whoever it might be. Listen to those people because they have Call of Duty's best interests at heart. They have the community's best interests at heart. That's the whole purpose of my channel. I'm not here trying to tell people that my way is better than everyone else's. I'm saying the changes that I want to implement is for the greater good of the community, not these BS changes that Call of Duty keeps implementing that hurt the entire ecosystem of Call of Duty. There's not a single innovation in Modern Warfare 2, and if there is one, it has been for the worse of the game. There has been nothing that has been added that I could see any Call of Duty game taking forward and saying that was a good decision, because there hasn't been one. Dead Silence not being a perk, not a good change. The new perk system, not a good change. The gun unlocking system, not a good change. None of these decisions went with any thought when I think about it in retrospect. These decisions were made just to seem like they were innovating, when in reality, they just didn't have any ideas that were fresh and different. And honestly, I don't even think the Call of Duty community cares anymore if you try to innovate. If you brought back Black Ops 2 and said, we're just going to reskin it with a bunch of maps that have been the Call of Duty franchise, bunch of Black Ops 1 maps, and we're just going to wrap it nicely into a 2023 graphics and send it out to you, and the stability on PC is going to be great, well then, guess what? I bet the community would quite like it, because Black Ops 2 is a fantastic game. It has its problems, and I think we can all admit it has its issues. But in reality, it is a far better game than what Modern Warfare 2 here is in 2023. It's unacceptable that Call of Duty has fallen off so hard in the last 10 years. Their new live service model has done nothing to service the community. We are getting more incomplete games as time has gone on. There has been no reinvestment into the franchise from the developers. It seems that they're taking this extra money that the casuals give them, and they're just pocketing it and lining their pockets time and time again, while the hardcore players and the core player base that helped build Call of Duty to what it is today is left to suffer. So when I go back to my original point in this video, the original question I asked 7 minutes ago, has Call of Duty been saved with Season 3? Hell fucking no. Do better, Activision. Do better, Infinity Ward. And let's actually try to make a competent game at some point in the next 2 years. Please, I beg of you. What I don't think they understand is they would make so much more money if they just made a game that was for the fans. Instead of trying to maximize their algorithms, just make a fucking good game. And guess what? Everybody will buy it. And guess what? People will pay for the cosmetics and for the battle passes and for everything because the game's actually good. You won't have to try these player retention gimmicks. You won't have to do that. Your game will just be good and survive on its own merits instead of relying on gimmicks that some algorithm tells you is the best way to keep players around, when in reality, it pushes more players away. I'm sick and tired of the state of Call of Duty. I'm sick and tired of having these conversations on a regular basis. But what I do love is how many passionate people are in these comments every single time I post a video. The amount of love this community has for this series is extremely uplifting. And I think if we continue to unite and we continue to allow our voices to be heard, at some point it will create positive change within the Call of Duty community. So, I thank you all very much for watching. Let me know down below in that comment section what has really pissed you off with Modern Warfare 2, because I'd love to hear it from you guys. And as always, if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.